All right, welcome. Come on in tonight. Thank you. I see some of you have already jumped on and jumped in the comments. Blessings to you. This is C. Terrell Wheat, and we are about to innovate your prayer leadership. And so we're going to be doing a series of workshops, some on Wednesdays, some on Tuesdays, but this is our kickoff, our first one. Again, welcome. What's up? I see all of you in the chat. Go ahead and do us a favor as you're coming on and into the workshop tonight. Go ahead and share with someone, tag someone, tell someone, let them know that we are on tonight and that we are doing some teaching on prayer and leadership. Again, blessings to all of you. My name is C. Terrell Wheat. I'm so excited to be here tonight to talk about an important topic, which is prayer leadership. And so we're going to innovate tonight. Again, we got 10 powerful sessions ready for you. April, I see you. Good, amazing evening. Millicent, blessings to you. Brenda, all of you. Callie Grant, blessings. Yolanda, all of you who are on tonight. Thank you all so much for jumping on. And also, thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, hearts, likes, everything that you do to move prayer, to get the algorithms going so that more people can join, share prayer. Let's go tonight. But I want to get right into this to give us as much time as possible to get done as much as we can get done, because we got 10 sessions tonight. Good evening, Angela. Blessings to you, woman of God. Reese, blessings to you, Witherspoon. And so I want to get right into this tonight. So let's just go. This is part one. Again, we're going to be doing some teaching and strategy giving and just training. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So I want to just start here as kind of a diving place. So Ephesians 6 gives the imagery of this battle. And Paul talks about how, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Essentially, what Paul was saying is that as believers, we're in a fight. But our fight is not against humans. Our fight is not against people. This is a spiritual battle. And in context, in reading Ephesians 6, Paul also talks about prayer. And there is a battle, people of God, as it relates to being strong in prayer. There's a battle as it relates to building a strong prayer life as an individual, building a strong prayer life as a church, building a strong prayer life as a city, the body of Christ in a city. There's a particular battle. In my book, Innovative Prayer Leader, I write about this, and I talk about how the Lord has instructed us to be a house of prayer. And a house is not just a church, but a house is a person. We are the temple of the Holy Spirit. We house the Holy Spirit. A house is not just the church, although the church is the house of God, the house of prayer. But a house can be a city or the house of nation, a house of Israel. But then also, of course, a church, for certain, for sure, a church is a house. And Jesus said this. He said, my house should be called a house of prayer. And so whether it's an individual house, whether it's a house of a church house, a city, a nation, if my people who are called by my name, the people of God together, no matter where there is an attempt to build prayer, there's going to be warfare. I want to say that again. In every area where there is an attempt to build prayer, we have to expect and know that warfare comes with this territory. Now, how many of you agree with me today that prayer is important. If you know that that is true, just say yes, type in me. Callie Grant said facts, thumbs up, something. If you know that prayer is important for the individual, important for the church, important for the people of God, important for a nation, prayer is just important. It's important to build. Now, it's warfare that comes with this. And as I was thinking about, okay, this first session that we're talking about, innovating your prayer leadership, innovating your prayer life, growing in prayer and in leadership, the story came to mind of Pharaoh and how Pharaoh, as he controlled, so he thought, the people of God, he instructed them to make brick and to build, right? So the people of God were working extremely hard to make brick and to build under the leadership, if you will, or under a person that was against God. And so there were 4 key elements to making brick back in those days. So you had clay, you had sand, you had water, and you had straw. So somebody put those 4 up there. There were 4 elements. So again, you had clay, you had sand, you had water, and you had straw. So there are 4 elements to make these bricks so that things can be built. And again, in order to build a house of prayer, there has to be components, there has to be bricks, there has to be parts. There are things that it takes to build a house of prayer. There are things that it takes to build an individual house of prayer as a person. There are things that it takes to really build a church as it relates to house of prayer. Of course, there are things, elements that come with building a movement, a city, a people of prayer, right? But it's still spiritual. And in order to make it hard for the people of God to build, Pharaoh did something that was really unthinkable. Pharaoh decided to remove the straw. So he took the straw out of it. And the straw was used as a bonding element to make the brick. The straw helped the brick not to shrink. The straw helped the brick to keep its form. And so he removed the straw, Pharaoh, spiritual, children of Israel trying to build, to make their work harder, which in turn means something like he wanted to increase their hardship. Somebody type in increased hardship. Increased hardship. Increased hardship. You have to look spiritually anytime that you're trying to build your prayer life, that you're trying to build a church into a house of prayer, that you're trying to collaborate and do something on a city-wide type prayer movement. You have to look and see the people, or look in the direction of the people and the things that are making it hard for you to build your individual prayer life, or look and see, okay, where is the hardship coming in building this house of prayer? Where's the hardship coming from in building a citywide prayer ministry? So by the grace of God, I've been able to be involved in all 3. I've been able to be a prayer leader that had the responsibility to help, along with the Holy Spirit and others, to be responsible for building my own prayer life. And as you attempt to build your own prayer life, hardship. I've been a part of a church. I've been a member of 2 churches in my life. And by the grace of God, in both churches, I was a prayer leader to help build the house of prayer. And then in this process, still understanding and seeing spiritually where hardships are coming in at. I've been a part of citywide prayer movements. I just got done with working with the Chicagoland United in Prayer as we build this citywide prayer event, which is part of a larger movement. But there's always something spiritual, a hardship, if you will, that comes with trying to build prayer. And I believe this thing is spiritual. So Pharaoh took the straw to make it hard. Another thing and reason, perhaps, that he took the straw was to show the people of God that he had control and power. Now, we got to be careful here, because anytime there is warfare against building prayer, there's somebody somewhere that does not want the Lord to release his power. There's someone somewhere, there's a spirit somewhere that needs to be identified if people are making it hard to build prayer, hard to build a prayer life, hard to build prayer ministry, hard to do prayer in a city. It could mean that this is spiritual, spirit of Pharaoh, spiritual, that I'm going to take the necessary parts so that you can't build this. That I'm going to make it very, very difficult to stay in control and in power. I don't want you to be naive to think that everyone is comfortable with allowing God to be God, even in his church. And so whenever you experience this warfare that comes with trying to build prayer, trying to build prayer ministry, trying to do collaborative work in prayer, and it's hard, that thing is spiritual. When you got pastors who are telling other people don't connect with other people in prayer, that thing is spiritual. When you got churches that are trying to do prayer ministry and prayer leaders can't seem to get things off of the ground, and there's all type of warfare, all type of fighting, can't seem to come together in prayer. Only the pastor himself or herself can be the one that's leading prayer, that's all spiritual. Somebody is trying to show you, somebody is trying to show the world that they're in control and they are in power. But we know that God is in power. Jesus is Lord. And I've seen this. I'm telling you all, I've seen this with my own eyes, not to out anyone, but I've seen people, pastors, leaders, individuals who sabotage prayer movements, citywide prayer movements, who attempt to sabotage churches becoming a house of prayer. They sabotage it. Yeah, somebody said witchcraft. They sabotage it. Spirit of Pharaoh. They sabotage it because they want to stay in control and in power. But we have to understand that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principality. This is all spiritual. So any attempt, what am I saying in this workshop this first day? Any attempt to build, let's start with the root of the thing. Let's understand that this thing is spiritual. Let's not get in our flesh and get upset and get mad and be like, oh my God, no. Let's fight spirit with spirit. Let's be spiritual. Jesus, I'm telling you, in attempt to build a strong prayer life, you get this whole other element, this whole other warfare that comes with that. Even when Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, you remember this, when he told his disciples to pray, right? He told the 9, sit here. He told the 3, stand here. He said, I'm going to go a little further and I'm going to pray. And the 3 kept falling asleep. Why? Because it's spiritual. And Jesus even said, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. This thing is spiritual. This thing is flesh involved in this, where people want to be in control. People want to be in power, and they don't want people to have strong prayer lives. They don't want to see strong prayer leadership. They don't want to see collaboration in prayer. And we have to understand this if we're going to overcome this. because there are many of you who are called to have strong prayer lives, be strong in leadership. I said it Sunday. If you guys go back and watch from Sunday, I said strong in business. Strong in business. Now, here's the good news. Here's the good news. With Pharaoh taking the straw to bring hardship, to show control and power, one thing that he did that he didn't anticipate, that he was testing the faith of those that he thought he controlled. He was testing the faith of the people of God. Okay, take the essential elements away from me to build brick. Take the straw. Okay. Pharaoh thought that maybe taking the straw was going to cause the children of God to just stop and quit. Not only was he wrong, but they completed their task on time. They still pressed forward, and they worked with the clay, the sand, and the water. What am I trying to say tonight? There are many of you that for various reasons have not been given all the tools you need. You've not been given the straws that you need to build the bricks that will build a house of prayer. But I want to commend you that you didn't quit. I want to celebrate you that you didn't have all the teaching, you didn't have all the training, you didn't have all the skill, you didn't have all the support, you didn't have all the backing. It was all the warfare going on. But the reality is, you are still trying to do what it is that God has called you to do in the area of prayer. That you're still trying to build your prayer life. There are many of you, I talk to prayer leaders all the time from all across the country who say to me, Terrell, my church has given me this position of prayer leader. I'm over the prayer team. I'm over ministers. I'm over something spiritual, but I have not been equipped to lead in prayer. But I still want to commend you that although you have not been given the straw that you need to build what you need, that you kept going. And here is what's going to happen. When God sees your oppressors, he sees what's going on spiritually, then comes divine intervention. And God heard the cries of the children of Israel. And God heard many of your cries about, God, I need help. I need help in my prayer life. I need help in my leadership. I need help in my business. God has heard your cries. God has seen your work. He's seen your labor. He's seen you work with less. He's seen you be in churches and environments that perhaps some of them are far behind as it relates to where the world is and where the world is going. You haven't innovated at all. You haven't, done anything hybrid on a high level. You haven't changed the models to fit where we are today. It's still the whole ideology and idea of burning people out. You haven't evolved in your leadership to give people rest, to make sure that people are good, to make sure that people are healthy, to make sure that people are trained and equipped. You're still working from an old paradigm, and intervention is on the way. Intervention is here. Like God has seen you with the hardship. God has seen you with control and people controlling power. And let me just kind of parenthetically drop this nugget on you in this workshop. Some of your warfare has come from leaders who were placed in leadership positions that are not leaders. I'll say it for you. They just know how to pray. They couldn't lead you or a group of people out of a wet paper bag with two openings on the end. And you respect them because they're in a seat. You honor them because they're in the seat. But the fact of the matter is, they're not taking y'all anywhere. The team is not growing. The people are not growing. People are not. And it should be joy in the house of the Lord. But I'm telling you, that's right, Venice, the law of the lid. Wrong attitudes, in the name of whoever they want, and whatever title they want to have, they feel like they can be nasty with you. and you are volunteering. You are in church doing the Lord's work, and they feel like they can talk to you in a type of way, rebuke you, show up late, not value your time, not honor your time, come to meetings with no agenda. Like, what in the freak is going on? We're in 2020 freaking 3, dragging you out the house, meetings with all the people in the meeting, and all the people don't need to be in the meeting, meaningless meetings, unplanned meetings, no training. And then to put the cherry on the Sunday, they call times of prayer and don't even pray. How is it that you're a leader and call me out to a prayer meeting where ain't no prayer? All right. But divine intervention has showed up. We got 9 more minutes tonight, and we'll pick it back up next Tuesday. Divine intervention has showed up. Now, here's the thing about divine intervention that I want to tell you, and we'll get into some more principles in our next session. The thing about divine intervention is that God can lead us to the water. I've heard it said many times. You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. God can open up many doors, but he can't make you walk through it. God can part the Red Seas, but he's not going to drag you across. And so there are many people who have learned how to pray, but have not learned how to receive the answer. And so for a lot of you, and this is why we really got to teach prayer leaders, entrepreneurs, pastors, different people, like, as you develop and grow spiritually, you have to know that God will take care of you. My God shall supply all of my needs. God will take care of you. God is not limited in power. He's not limited in his ability to meet our needs. He's God. But for a great deal of you, God has laid out the table for you to feast, to eat, to grow, but you still want to hang around the same people. You wonder why you're stuck, because you're still around the same people, and no one in the group has the courage to say, okay, can we all go up a little higher and get around some more people that can take us higher? Let me take that further. Let me dig that a little deeper. Even if your whole group doesn't want to go higher, you should have the wisdom and the courage and the strength to say, well, let me go up. So some of you all, God will open the door and you won't walk through it. God will part the Red Sea and you won't walk to it. God will send a mentor, somebody right there, you will miss them. God will send opportunity for you to learn and you won't take it. And all this fear and what if and what that, what in the, like, it's time to do something different. I'm going to just tell you all this. My life shifted. My life shifted when I stopped making excuses as to why I could not develop me, get in environments where I develop and bring my friends up. My life shifted when I decided that my inpour was far more important than my outpour. And that I cannot be a person that's pouring from an empty glass. That I cannot be a person that's pouring from an empty place. That I cannot be a person who's called to spiritual things, called to prayer, called to leadership, called to entrepreneurship, called to business, and don't have it together. So I started getting around folk. I started telling people no. I started telling people that I had commitments with, listen, I no longer have this commitment. Because in the season of my life where I accepted this, I didn't perhaps fully understand where God was taking me. So I took this, but I can't keep doing this forever because this doesn't align with where I'm going. And it's not helping me to glorify God and complete the work that he's given me to do. It's not helping me be a better leader. It's not helping me being a better intercessor. It's not helping me to build my prayer life. It's not helping me to build my church. It's not helping me to build my business as relates to prayer. It's not helping me connect with the people that I want to connect with. So I can't do it anymore. And some of you all are still doing stuff that's expired. You won't tell people no. You won't give yourself a break. You won't invest in yourself and wonder why. I'm going to say this. You wonder why folk come in to different environments and jump the line on you. What do you mean jump the line? You feel like, okay, I put my work in, I've done my time, I've done X, Y, and Z, and I should be given. No. Because while you were working, someone else was in the field preparing. And the prepared person for the now is often the promoted person that's going to be there in the future. I'm just telling you this. And that was me. I was a worker. I work. I know we talking about this rest and stuff like that. God modeled that we work 6 days and we rest 1. I'm going to work for 6 days. I'm going to work hard. I'll take a little time off, but I am going to work. And I don't mind working as a man. I don't mind seeing people work hard because we have to work hard. And the notion again, too, of everybody talk about sleep and rest and all this stuff. Yes, I agree. Sabbath, sleep, rest. Rest is for workers. And so a lot of you have been working in the wrong areas. You haven't been working on you. I was just like that. That was me. I couldn't point to many ways where I was pouring into myself. I wasn't reading books like I should be reading books. I wasn't going to conferences. I wasn't doing in groups and environments. I wasn't trained. I was just pouring. And the Lord had to get me and say, if you want to stay stuck, stay in this vein. But if you want to grow, if you want to be promotable, I need you to start being selfish a little bit. I need you to invest in you. I need you to work on you harder than anything else. That's what I need you to do. And so many people, they say, man, Terrell, how do you do what you do? How do you still spend time with your family, your wife, and you got a business and you're still working 9 to 5 and you got ministry and you do this? I see you traveling. Somebody said, I just saw you over here, you over there. How do you do all this stuff? I had to train myself. I had to get around the right people. I had to get the right teams with me. But that is a learned thing, and it's time for many of you to learn that. Listen, I got some straw. You've been in environments where you've been working, you've had clay, you've had sand, you have water. I got some straw. I got some straw to teach you how to have a stronger prayer life. I got straw to teach you how to develop and build your prayer ministry. I got straw to teach you on the business side, organizational side, entrepreneur side, order side, how to make some money as a prayer leader, how to be provided for. I have some straw for you. And not only do I have straw, I'm going to tell y'all this. I'm doing a conference, Innovative Prayer Leader Conference 2023. And I'm bringing some straw carriers. I haven't announced yet the speakers and the lineup and the worship and the prophetic intercessors and stuff that are coming. We are coming with straw because God has heard your cry. And if you are serious about your own prayer life, if you're serious about leadership, if you're serious about growth, if you're serious about this thing for real, and you see God opening it up to you, Innovative Prayer Leader Conference 2023. Go and put that flyer back up. There it is. Innovative Prayer Leader Conference happening September 15th and 16th. Some of you all listen. It's now or never for you. You don't need to make one excuse. You need to get registered. We got options for groups of 5. So you all need to bring your whole prayer team. We got options, a bit of a discount if you get 5, a bit of a discount if you get 10. but you need to be there. 2 days. Early bird special is going on right now. You all need to run and say, you know what? When I started 2023, one of the things that I told the Lord was I was going to work on my prayer life. I was going to work on my leadership. I was going to work on my skill set in terms of organization, entrepreneur. You told the Lord that. And now here's the Lord saying, here it is. Here's the open door. Here's the parting of the Red Sea. Here's Terrell with straw, with the whole group of people that have straw that are going to help take you to the next level. And so I'm inviting you, men and women of God, go right now, iplconference2023.com and register. And I want to challenge some of you prayer leaders today that you have groups. Some of these people you will have to drag along. You need to be registering for 5 and saying, these are the 4 people that are going with me. Some of you all today, this is the last thing I'll say about this, we're believing that at this conference, that your prayer life is going to go to the next level. We're giving strategy. All throughout the day, there's trainings on how to build a house of prayer. There's trainings, build your prayer life. I don't want to give the speakers away yet, but I'm telling you all, we're bringing some of God's best. And we believe that your life will be transformed forever. How many know, like on a serious note, like really, really, how many know, extremely serious, that there were certain moments in your life that literally changed the trajectory of your life? You can think about the moment you got saved and the moment you had this certain encounter or the moment this thing happened. We believe that this is going to be one of those moments. And we believe that God has given us this conference, Prayer Leader Conference Innovative, for where we are now and for the future. So go ahead, get registered today. I cannot wait to see you, to hug some of y'all, take pictures with y'all. It's going to be off the chain. We got VIP, a VIP option as well, where you can get your lunch included and some other great things, extra training. Go all out. Treat yourself. Bless yourself. You invest in everybody else. Invest in you. All right. I am out. Jackie Jones, my brother and my friend. I love you so much. This is a mighty man of prayer. I love this brother. Love you, man. Love you. So proud of you. So happy for you. All right, you all, listen. Innovative Prayer Leader Conference 2023. It's going to be off the chain. My first conference in a very, very long time. Love you all. Have an amazing evening. I'll see you all at the next workshop. Blessings. Peace.